Outgoing. Personal. Miscellaneous.
Quitting a little early, are we, Lieutenant? What'll the taxpayers say?
They'll say, well done, thou good and faithful servant.
Don't tell me you finally managed to stamp out crime, Lieutenant.
Mr. Jacoby, if you don't mind.
So, Commissioner's finally gotten wise to you, huh?
My vacation. Now that I've cleaned up all my paperwork, I can leave with a clear conscience.
About your paperwork. That's a neat little system you've got. Everything filed under C. For confusion.
There's nothing in there that can't wait till I get back.
Back from where?
Fishing. I thought maybe you could suggest a nice place for me to go.
What have you got in mind?
Oh, somewhere with a fish. Swimming around fat, dumb, and happy.
Well, Edie's got a new tank full of guppies.
For the next 2 weeks, I want to lose myself in the woods somewhere. Pack in, do my own cooking. Catch myself a limit of fat steelheads and rainbows.
Yeah. The smell of fresh trout frying.
Yeah.
Coffee boiling.
Mm-hmm.
The wind whistling through the pine trees.
Yeah.
Going to sleep by a big fire. All snug in a sleeping bag. Then waking up the next morning and breathing that fresh mountain air.
You got the picture.
Then suddenly realizing you forgot to put out the fire in 20,000 acres of burned flat.
Yeah. You're jealous.
You're right.
You know a place like that?
Not offhand. Give me a couple of hours.
Good. Give me time to pack.
Lieutenant, I'll come up with something.
I'll be waiting.
Yes?
I realize it's late, Mr. Gunn.
It is.
Mr. Gunn, I'm in trouble.
What kind of trouble?
This is your fee.
Come in.
Thank you.
Please. Won't you sit down, Mr.
My name is Arthur Holland.
Coffee?
No, thank you.
Well, Mr. Holland, what's your problem?
My brother, William B. Holland, he's missing.
When did you last see him?
10 years ago.
10 years?
My brother's the restless sort, Mr. Gunn. He's been knocking about the world ever since he was kicked out of school. But not once in those 10 years have I failed to receive a letter on the average of at least once a week.
Until recently, I take it.
There's been no word for over a month.
Where was the last place he wrote you from?
San Borha.
San Borha? I never heard of it.
A small city in the interior of Central America. While in La Paz, Bill wrote that he'd met a man named Louis Frober. This Frober was from San Borja, and according to my brother, he practically ran the place. Bill mentioned that he was going to visit him. In his last 2 letters, Bill talked much of Frober and his hospitality, but he said that something was wrong in the town of San Borja.
Did he say what was wrong?
He didn't know.
And then the letter stopped?
Yes.
You want me to find out why those letters stopped and just what happened to your brother, is that it?
Mr. Gunn, this is quite a handsome fee. And besides, it might turn into a very pleasant vacation for you. The Caribbean is wonderful this time of year.
Mr. Holland, I'll take your case on one condition.
Name it.
You purchased 2 tickets to San Borja.
2 tickets?
One for my assistant.
Mr. Gunn, I've checked on you thoroughly. I didn't think you ever worked with an assistant.
Well, only when I go outside the country. He's a man of the world. Spent 15 years with the police department. He's got a mind like a filing cabinet.
I'll have 2 tickets on tonight's flight waiting for you.
Fine.
Oh, what's your assistant's name?
Mr. Jacoby. Look, when we get there, you're gonna love it.
Figures. Hey, let's ask him.
Buenos días, señores.
What's so buenos about it?
You know, let's not be bitter, Lieutenant.
I apologize.
Buenos días.
You bet. Look.
Wait, let me do the talking, huh? Yeah. Cuando, Miles, está there to, San Borja.
Ha.
Huh?
Borha.
Ha.
Buenos días.
You're doing a great job, Lieutenant.
I was always very good at languages in school.
Well, maybe you've been out of school too long.
Buenos dias.
Ah, buenos días.
See? Know-how. Right at home.
Looks like we were expected.
Our friend Buenos Dias?
Who else? Wait a minute. You cover me. I'll go around the front.
No, I'll go.
Now, you're on vacation.
Pete, keep your head down. Let's go after him.
It looks like the car's had it. Foreign.
It's a long way from home.
Aren't we all?
Gracias.
San Borha. You sure can pick 'em, Pete. It's a perfect vacation spot.
Well, you gotta admit, it's quiet.
Let's go wake up the local law.
Where is everybody?
Minding their own business.
Another friendly type.
Looks like we're on the right trail. We were hoping you might take us to see Louis Frober.
Never heard of it.
You're driving his Jeep. What is this, Yankee go home week?
Pardon me, maybe you misunderstood. I said we were looking for Louis Frober.
Take your hand off my arm.
It's a little too hot to get physical.
That's entirely up to you.
Is everybody around here always this unfriendly?
Depends on what you call unfriendly.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't call this friendly. The man who used this on us didn't stop to introduce himself.
Mr. Frober might want to see you. Climb in.
For tourists, you fought those bandits rather effectively.
Well, we're not exactly tourists, Mr. Frober.
Mr. Gunn was sent here to find William Holland.
Oh, yes. Well, I wish I could help you, but we've never heard of the gentleman. Have we, Anna?
Well, it seems he had heard of you, Mr. Frober. You see, you were mentioned prominently in Mr. Holland's last letter.
Well, that's not surprising. My husband is very well known in the area. The mines are the chief source of income for the entire province.
Mr. Frober, maybe Holland was using an assumed name. Does this look familiar to you?
Sorry. But, of course, you're welcome to remain as my guest while you pursue your search.
Perhaps you gentlemen would like to freshen up first.
Yes, Mr. Holland has waited this long to be discovered. I'm sure he won't mind waiting a little longer.
Well, we could certainly use a shower.
Well, follow me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, I was clumsy.
Thank you.
Coming, Mr. Gunn?
Yes, Mrs. Frober. How do you like the accommodations, Mr. Jacoby?
The room is very nice. Something about Mr. Frober I don't like.
It's just your suspicious nature.
You didn't buy that genial host routine, did you?
Well, the trouble with you is you're just not used to a nicer class of people, Mr. Jacoby. I think Mr. and Mrs. Frober are such nice people that I was embarrassed the way we look. In fact, I'm going to take a shave right now. Where's that adapter plug? Mrs. Frober?
Mr. Gunn? Where's Mr. Jacoby?
Covering us with a gun.
You don't trust me.
Should I? Mrs. Frober, about your note. Just why did you want to see me?
It's about William Holland and my husband.
Where is your husband?
At the mine.
This time of night?
From what I could learn, he went there to meet someone pretty important.
Mrs. Frober, just what do you know about William Holland?
We met him in La Paz. Louis and I had been married about 2 years. It was my first trip out of San Borha. I liked him, and he was the first American I'd met since my marriage. He came here at my invitation.
Then he is here.
Was here.
Was?
He's dead. I think my husband is responsible.
Then why haven't you reported this to the authorities?
Mr. Gunn, in San Borha, my husband is the authorities.
Mrs. Frober, why do you think your husband killed William Holland?
When Louis and I had been married about a year, I began to feel there was something wrong with his operation at the mine.
Wrong?
Well, the men he does business with, strange men, foreigners to this country. When I told Holland about my suspicions, he went to the mine to investigate.
And you haven't seen him since?
No.
Why are you telling me this?
Mr. Gunn, I'm a virtual prisoner in this place. William Holland was my way out. He's dead.
How far is it to the mine?
2 miles.
Cover me. Get out of here.
Where to?
To a telephone. Frober, where's the phone?
Right in here.
Bueno?
Operator? Hable English?
No, senor.
She's speaking Spanish. You better talk to her. We want to get through to the capital.
Bueno, señorita. Esta es la señora Frober. Por favor, conécteme con la capital. Gracias.
We got company coming.
I do not like this Frober.
It is none of your concern. It'll be over very quickly.
I must concern myself. Thanks to your carelessness, the success of our revolution is in jeopardy.
But only for a minute.
I have the authorities.
Hello?
This avails us nothing. Is there another entrance?
Follow me.
I'm calling from San Borha. This concerns Louis Frober. Senor, can you hear me? Senor. Senor Gunn. Senor Gunn.
Hello, senor.
Bueno, senor.
Louis Frober is dead. This was not a mining operation. It was gun smuggling. Revolution.
Si, senor, we heard. We are sending soldiers immediately. Muchísimas gracias.
Gracias.
I feel sorry for her.
Lieutenant, this is ridiculous.
You promised me a place to fish, and I'm going to fish.